Hey Nintendo fans, I'm JWittz.
And I'm MattPat, and welcome to Nintendo Fact of the Day.
Hey, aren't you that game theory guy? What are you doing here?
Well, I saw that you make Pokemon theory videos all the time. I make Pokemon theory videos too, so why not put our two heads together and see what happens? You know, like a duo.
Hey, bad Pokemon jokes are my thing. Also, as you can clearly see, the series is called Fact of the Day. No theories allowed.
But what about your video on theories of Lavender Town?
Well, that was one time.
Or what about Giovanni Facts and theories? Hard to fight against that one. Theory is in the title.
The word facts comes first.
Unofficial Pokemon relationships?
Okay, you've got me there. I'll admit it. Theories are a ton of fun to explore from time to time. You can help. But we're starting with the facts. The Pokemon world is our world.
Really? That's a fact?
While it isn't always out in the open, it is undisputed fact that the Pokemon world is the same as our very own. While the search gets even easier if you include outside sources like the anime and trading card game, it's pretty easy to make a compelling case using data from the games alone. For starters, let's go back to my recent video, Top NPCs of Generation 1. That rotten president! He shouldn't have sent me to the Tixie branch. Like Russia? Like this Russia? Right here on the planet that I live on? You're the theory guy, Matt. Any idea why Silphco would have a branch in Tixie, Russia?
Well, if you look at the real-life Tixie, it's pretty barren today. But back during the Cold War, the area was used by the Soviet Union to conduct military bomber experiments. If there's any correlation between our world and the Pokemon one, it would make sense that a technology company like Silphco could conduct secret experiments far away from inhabited areas. Especially if Team Rocket was trying to force Silphco to make technology for them.
But Russia is just the beginning when it comes to real-life areas. At the Cinnabar Mansion, reading the scientist logs reveals that Mew, the legendary 151st Pokemon, was discovered in real-life Guyana, South America. Alright, Matt, is there anything significant about the location of Guyana?
Well, if we're still assuming that Pokemon's world is the same as our own, Mew being found in Guyana makes perfect sense. Guyana is one of the few areas in the world that have large tracts of undisturbed natural habitats. Because of this, Guyana has one of the world's highest rates of biodiversity, or the degree of variation in life forms. Besides having thousands of species of animals already, new species of animals are discovered every year, making the perfect home for a rare and mysterious Pokémon.
Mew isn't the only Pokemon to mention a location in the real world. In a past video, I've noted how Delibird has a Pokédex entry mentioning that it aids climbers lost in real-life Mount Everest with food and supplies.
You know, as ridiculous as this Santo lookalike is, there's a group of real-life mountain explorers that do as the Delibird do. The Sherpa are a group of people who constantly live at high altitudes, making them expert climbers of Everest. Oftentimes, they're hired as guides through the icy climb, carrying supplies such as food or oxygen to save other climbers of the mountain.
So you're saying that Pokemon and people could potentially be related?
Calm down there, Sparky. Aren't theories my territory?
Alright, fair enough. Let's get back to the facts. So there are multiple instances where real-life areas are mentioned throughout the games, and we could spend time analyzing them forever.
Like how Lieutenant Surge is the Lightning American.
Or how Raichu and Ghastly can beat up Indian elephants.
Or how Ponyta can jump the Eiffel Tower.
But beyond simply mentioning areas in our real world, just look at the geography. They aren't even trying to hide it. Pokemon regions are all based on real places. Let's look at the map.
Well, starting with Kanto, it just looks like, well, Kanto. In Japan.
Wait, seriously? That couldn't have made it more obvious! It just flew right over our American heads!
But that's not all. Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh, while not sharing the exact names of Japanese areas anymore, all correlate exactly to several different regions across Japan. The same holds true with the obscure titles, such as Pokemon Rangers Almia, another area in Japan. But before we start to think that Game Freak is a little one-minded in its settings, the Pokemon world isn't just set in Japan either, because starting with Unova, we started to see New York.
Yo, Unova, I'm gonna let you finish, but Oray's the first Pokemon region based on America of all time! The two lesser-known GameCube adventures are both confirmed to be based off areas in Arizona. And, like you were about to say, Unova's clearly based on New York's Manhattan area. And finally, as we all know, Kalos is based off of France. Junichi Masuda even admitted it himself, even if he wasn't supposed to.
Because actually, we weren't supposed to talk about France being the inspiration for the region right now, but but you went ahead and said it, so.
So whether it's the geography, the dialogue, or the Pokemon themselves, it's pretty clear. Pokemon are a part of our world.
But then one big question remains. Why go through all the trouble to make Pokemon so clearly set in our world? Zelda is set in Hyrule, Warcraft is largely set in Azeroth, Final Fantasy VII set in Gaia. Wouldn't it have been easier to make Pokemon its own fictional universe as well?
It would have been easier. Too much easier. I have a theory why they've done this.
A theory, you say?
Yeah. A theory. I'm sorry guys, but that looks like that's all we have for today's episode of Nintendo Fact of the Day. But as always, you can click this button right here to subscribe to my channel and get alerts when my new videos are coming out. Now if you excuse me, I need to go write something down.
And if you want to follow us over to figure out what crazy theory JWittz is talking about, click on my Pokedex to head over to the Game Theorist channel and find out. You may be surprised by what you find. And as always, thanks for watching.